Grandpa's home. So happy you guys could join us today. This is my sister.
Hi.
One and only from San Antonio, Texas. So happy she is visiting. And today we're going to be showing you guys how to make a macrame wall
decoration.
I was going to say art, but same thing. So we have the giggles right now. What you're going to need for this project is macrame.
This is 3mm cord. Some people use 4mm, some people use thicker. Depending on what look you want, just remember, the thicker the rope, the longer measurements.
Yes, so the chunkier the rope, the longer you want the rope to be. For our purposes, we have cut 5 pieces and they all measure 10 feet. So you're gonna need a measuring tape, the macrame, scissors to cut obviously, and then also a string just for...
You want to hang your stick or doil rod. This one is from outdoors. You can buy sticks like this in the floral department. You can get some from outdoors. I have some type of hook to hang your working rod on. This is just a towel holder. You can also do a wreath holder.
So here goes the first knot. You want to make sure it's centered. This is a natural branch from the backyard, so there's a little branch piece, but it's all right. So what you're gonna do is just loop this through to create your first knot. Pull it. I hope you guys caught that. And there you go. You are on your way to a beautiful art piece here. We're on our way to macrame. So working as a team is nice because this would take a lot longer solo.
It definitely goes faster. All right, so we're gonna start our first knot. With the middle of this design is gonna be a triangle, okay? So you're gonna be working in groups of 4, and then start with the center. For this first knot, you're gonna take the leftmost of your first group of 4, put it over the middle 2, take your rightmost rope, put it underneath, up, and through. Then you're going to tighten on the center 2 ropes. For this next knot, it's still the same group of 4. This time you're going to take your rightmost, go over, and your leftmost is the one that's going to go under. Pull through and tighten.
Now I'm just doing the opposite, just like she did. Take the rightmost, put it over, then go this way and then pull this one through. It's so awkward with your left hand. All right, and then pull.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. So there we go.
So now you have your first row of knots. You want to do the same knot in the next row, but to make the triangle effect we talked about, set aside the 2 ropes on each side, and you are still left with 4 groups of 4.
So now we will repeat those same knots again with these 4 groups of 4.
So now you have your first row, your second row, your third row. Every time you go to the next row, pull out 2 and put it aside, and you'll be left again with groups of 4. Make sure you do the same knot with each group of 4.
familiar with ankle bracelet string, the next knot is the candy stripe knot. She's gonna do the right side and I'm gonna do the left side. So here we go. It's a really simple one. You just take the leftmost macrame rope.
And I'm gonna take the rightmost.
Go over and under and through once and one more time.
All right, so we're still working on that knot. The outermost string, just to reinforce, is going to be your base string for both sides. It will never be the knot for this part. So I'm going to continue on with the next string in line. Here's my base. Over, under, pull. Make sure you're getting this nice border appearance and do 2 knots with each string on the base. So now we finished this knot here. Next we're going to do spirals in, again, groups of 4. What you do that same first half of the knot we did earlier. So over, under, through, and pull. Earlier up here, after this, you would then put the right side over. But to get a spiral effect, you're going to keep doing left side over, left side over, left side over. And you can make it as long as you want. Going to be 2 and 2, and you just go over, under and through, and pull. This one's pretty simple. The next time, make sure you do the opposite 2 strings, over, under, and through. And you're just going to keep alternating which string goes over until you have a nice length to meet in the middle. So now that you've done your knots on both sides here, you're going to bring all your strings together. This part is a little bit confusing, so watch closely. Take one string, either one from the left side here, make a loop, and another loop. So it's basically a sidewards S. Then take any string from the other side, and we're going to wrap around a few times here. Make sure you can see this loop you made. Wrap it around enough times until you are happy with the knot there. Once you're done, weave this part in here like a needle, and then if you pull the bottom loop, it'll help you secure that knot because it's going to bring that string through. And once it's through, make sure you pull down on it so that you can get it secured. Gonna need 10 more 10 bead macrame ropes. 5 on this side, 5 on this side. Doesn't this side look so beautiful? I'm in love with this diamond pattern. So gonna show you guys how to do the same thing on this side over here. It looks complicated, but it is doable. So you wanna put, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to take the middle one. These 2 are going to be your base strings. Let's go under and over. It's really easy to get those mixed up. Technical difficulties. Under and over.
Home run. Under, really tight. Under and over. You kind of have to tease it to go the way you want it to. All right, now this is still the base. Coming over to this piece, under and over. That's one. Make sure you do your second knot. Number two, coming right up. Now to get this knot in the center, it's the same ones in the very beginning. It's just using more string. So pushing these two outer cords away and using these 6. We're going to have 4 in the middle though, so 2 on the outside. So you are going to go over and then through here and then through here and pull just like the very first knot. And now, not all the way to the top, you want some string here. All right, now left side, same thing. And pull ever so gracefully. So now we're going to bring the diamond together by going the same knot inwards. Your outer cords are your base. Do 2 knots under and over with each cord on the bases. Under and over and pull up. A tip is to hold your base string in the direction you want it to go. Don't hold it downward or you're going to have a pattern going down. Hold it diagonally to help guide your knots. Number 2. Now to connect the diamond, doesn't matter which base string you take. I usually just go with the one that's kind of more forward to go over and under. Knot number 1 and 2. And then you repeat this diamond 4 additional times, or perhaps more or less depending on the thickness of your string. Okay, so now you see here we have the 2 sides done. Now we have to connect them in the center. So grab the first 3 of each side, and we're going to just repeat this knot down here. The first 2 of each side will be your center, and the other 2 here will be the ones that make the knot. So same over, and then this side under. It's kind of a lot to manage, but once you get that first one down, you can kind of tweak it. Now the right side goes over and the left side goes under. So now you can see it's coming together. And at this point it gets a lot easier to manage. You can pull the strings until you like the way it's positioned. So this next part gets a little confusing because there's so many strings. Just try to focus on this last layer you just completed. Pull aside 4 strings, and the 5th one on each side will be your base. We're going to repeat this style of knot, making around a U shape down here. 1, 2. Make sure you're getting the next one. 1, 2. The next 3 will be coming out of the central knot you just made. 1, 2.
Now you'll move on to starting with the 5th string on the other side. Same thing here. Connect it the same way like you connected the tips of the diamonds. It'll be the 2 base strings, 1 knot, and 2. So for this next part, we're gonna do a bigger U. First, I pre-measured the size length of tassel I want. So if you want this size, or whatever size you prefer, make sure you fold it in half and cut double. We'll get to this in a second. I'm gonna set it aside. Take the outer 2 most strings and just overlap them. Now you're going to make a smaller version of how we started all these knots. So get the halfway point, and just like we did over the stick, you're going to put it through. It gets confusing to see with all the strings, and just tighten it. And the cool thing with macrame is you can always adjust or readjust. It's good to pre-measure a lot of the length of tassels you want, because we're going to fill up this area in the same way.
Almost done here. See all these beautiful tassels hanging down? All of these are done. I saved this little strip here to show you guys that first same loop again, just like we got it on the branch. Gonna get this inside layer first. This can probably, I can squeeze about 2. We used every last bit of rope, and I mean, like, it was those measurements, those 2 rolls of 30 yards was like 50 yards, 2 rolls of 50 yards, dead on right. Every single inch of rope got used. It's like 1 a.m. here, so if I sound a little tired, it's only natural. But I am good. I am determined to finish this tonight. So is my sister. She's pushing me to finish it. All right. And check this out. There's a layer here, and then the layer back here, and then this layer here, and then another layer. It's like 4 layers, and that's what gives it so much character, texture, depth. And then you can just go around and trim, like the ones that look a little funky and off, just trim them up. Come on in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was encouraging, so you guys can do your own. If you have a sister out there, it's so much funner, and you work on half, she works on half, you get done faster.
A lot faster.
I'm so excited. I got to introduce you to my family and introduce my family to my YouTube family, and thank you so much. And it's just so cool to make something together, because every time you look at it, you just like remember the moments you share together. So thank you. Thanks for watching.
don't forget to subscribe to Heartfelt Home.